Tonight here in Dallas, we answer an age-old question. Which is better, the unstoppable force or the immovable object? Welcome to UFL football on the Virtual Football Network. Tonight, we have the high-flying, unbeaten Wichita Flyers taking on another unbeaten and the indomitable Dallas Talons. Hello, folks. I'm Tyler Fulham, joined in the booth by my esteemed colleague, Eric Vinson. Eric, this game was meant for prime time.
Tyler, this matchup has been circled for at least a week and a half here by the UFL collectively, and we are so glad that you, the fans, have voted on this matchup for our primetime matchup here tonight. This should be an absolutely fantastic game. Wichita with the #1 offense in the league coming into town to face the #2 team defense in the league in the Dallas Talons. We'll see who comes out on top.
Wichita gets us underway. They're in their green helmets, white tops, green bottoms. Dallas in their standard silver helmets, blue tops, silver bottoms. And out comes here after that touchback, Cameron Duty, the quarterback. He's under center, handoff to Travius James on the right-hand side, lumbering his way forward. A good little pickup of 6 yards. Let's meet that Dallas Talon, an extremely talented offense here, Eric, and they're led by that QB, Cameron Duty. Doesn't do a whole lot, but he is effective.
Cameron Duty is a very effective quarterback here. We'll see how much they want to give it to him, as it's Travius James so far right now.
He is getting rolling, already 2 carries for 18 yards, and that one will move the chains for our first down of the evening.
And great blocking up front by the offensive line. Good little move there by James. He's an elusive guy, and he got himself a little bit of a boost leading up to this game. Couple different talents got some very much needed speed boosts. Travius James now going to be wicked quick.
One of the fastest tailbacks or players in general now in the UFL, as Duty again goes under center with 3 wide. Another run here for James, and great blocking up front. Another good solid hole for James to run through, a gain of 4 this time.
And we haven't seen any sort of passing attack yet so far here for Cameron Duty. It's been all Travius James, and this is a fairly balanced offense here in the Dallas Talons as well. So the fact that they're going with Travius James, maybe they adjusted the playbook a little bit for this tonight's matchup against the Flyers.
Here's our first play action, deep bomb, middle cut. It is the speedy tight end, Rashad Lockley, who gets inside the Wichita 40, but it's all coming back, holding on the Dallas line.
Yeah, it's going to be a holding on the right guard there. Troy Hardy, the guilty party, moving back 5, second down.
Hardy, guilty party. And don't want to party hard there. Anywho, James gets a good carry that gets maybe more than just a yard, as we do finally take a look at the entirety of that Talon offense, and that front 5 does a tremendous job in pass and run protection.
They really do. I mean, Hardy, Alvis there in the center, along with Kevin Terry, the right tackle. Very formidable guys. And then, of course, you've got the weapons. Travius James, Rashad Lockley, and the tight end, Neil Rivers, all guys to watch out for in this passing attack.
They'll be tasked with providing a good pass block. Deep bomb by Duty. Finds a man. Luckily down the sideline to near the 20-yard line. A 39-yard strike.
And you saw it right away there, Tyler. Just a boost right off the line there by Lockley. Leaves his defender in the dust. Wichita coming out with a man look. The safety can do nothing but say, oh, shoot, I got to get over and make the stop. And sure enough, he saves the touchdown there. But great play, great throw, great catch there for Dallas.
Al Whiteley trying his best to get over, but couldn't react in time, and now the Talons will go into this heavy look, and they will play action pass again. Duty, back corner, caught, touchdown, Dallas Talons. They started with the pass, they put it in the end zone with a touchdown to Neil Rivers.
And Neil Rivers had himself a day last week. He had himself 3 touchdowns off of 5 catches. He's getting himself going early here tonight with a clutch catch along that sideline of the end zone. Great look by the pylon cam, some toe drag swag from the big guy, and we got our first points on the board.
And just like that, 6-0 here for Dallas, and out comes the Talons kicker, Corey Ruth, to try and tackle him the extra point. Snap spot, kick is up, and it is good. On just 6 plays, 74 yards, a little over 3 minutes taken off the clock. The Talons are on the board first.
And it was funny. We were wondering, are they going to be running the football more? Are they going to be more of a rushing attack? What are they going to do here? And then sure enough, Cameron Duty was just like, nah, here. you want passing attack? I got passing attack for you. 3 straight completions after the penalty. Last one for the touchdown there. Great drive there for the Talons to start things off here at home.
6th receiving touchdown there for Neil Rivers, and for Cameron Duty, that is another good pass from him. His 9th touchdown of the season, and having himself a really good season. Only 4 interceptions on the season to boot, and neither of those numbers so far being called in UFL bingo. Get your bingo card there in YouTube chat. You can also find it in the UFL Discord, but a solid return meanwhile brings the Wichita Flyers into fantastic field position. Chris Delro up to the 43-yard line, and out comes BK Solberg. One of the best QBs in the league is going to quickly find a man underneath. That's Raylan Witten for a good solid pickup on first down, and we meet the rest of that Wichita Flyer offense here, Eric.
Yeah, and you said it. Solberg is the man in charge. He is at quarterback there. They've got so many weapons here to work with. It's no wonder they're the #1 offense here in the UFL. Delro and Sign are the running backs there. You've got Gilmore and Shea at receiver, Raylan Witten, the tight end. So many different options for Solberg in this offense.
Quick drop back, finds another man over the middle, and that one's caught by Blair Jamar for a first down.
Good start here for the Wichita offense, getting things going early. Solberg to the air, couple quick completions, and already in plus territory off of that great return.
Back in the gun, looking for his 3rd pass of the game. From the logo, he's going to dump it off to Delro near side, who tries to shake and bake, but cannot escape the corner. Corin Foxworth, as we'll take a look at the rest of the Talon defense. That front 4, oh man, they're a beady bunch, but you take a look at this secondary. One of the best teams in terms of just halting teams to under 15 points a game.
Yeah, and Frank Bernstein is the quarterback of that defense at the strong safety spot. He is a force to be reckoned with on that back end there. Ryan Venholten up front at defensive tackle. Big guy, 6'1", 283.
Safety blitz coming, and that will slow down the rush from new signee, halfback Keegan Sign, who gains a couple on his first touch of his career. Darrow checks in now, who's sidecar right of Solberg. Canadian scanning, firing, and just overshoots RJ Gilmer. And that will set up a Wichita punt.
And it was a good idea there by Solberg. I like what he was doing. He threw it where only his receiver could get it. It was just maybe a half a yard too long for his guy to catch up to it. And we're going to get a long field goal attempt here.
I was going to say, outside chance from about 54, middle of the hash marks. It is up, and it is good from distance. Wichita on the board.
Not quite how you were anticipating getting your 50-plus on your bingo card, but you know what? It still counts.
You know, the old saying goes, Eric, it doesn't matter how you get them, just as long as you get points at the end of the day. Again, bingo going strong there, 22, 7, 53. Now, let's bring in our AI expert / bingo expert here. I know there's a little bit of history behind this whole new bingo here for the first time. So, you know, what's all in this? It's not Mark Lopez's bingo card, that's for sure.
No, but that's where the idea spawned from. And, you know, we've actually seen bingo being played by NFL teams at watch parties. You actually see bingo also on the screens of slot machines. It's something about it. It's like it's just passive fun, and it's a great way for us to reward viewers for watching and participating in our broadcasts, even if they're not controlling the players on the field or even if they're not playing on the field. So it's been a lot of fun so far. You got to get your card.
Can't pitch play near side here for James. He gets out of one, but can't escape the tackle taken down there by one of the linebackers. And here comes that meaty and beefy Wichita defense. Now they're not on the same level as Dallas at the moment, but they're right there in the thick of them, allowing holding teams to under 20 points a game themselves.
Yeah, no, they're a great defense as well. Casey Reed there at the edge. You got Harper Dew at middle linebacker. Two big stars for this Flyers defense, and they are no slouch of a team defense either.
Again, handoff to James left side. Does he break a tackle? Yes, looking for more. He's gang tackled. Very minimal yardage gain. They're running a lot more east to west at the moment, and Wichita has done a great job of containing it.
Yeah, and that was good contained there by the corner Northcutt, getting over there and making sure that he made the initial stop. He didn't make the complete wrap up there, but he forced this 3rd and 8.
Block the top of your screen, one of the fastest wide receivers. They go his way, no. Flip out tailback. That's caught by Taryn Walls, and he is unable to get any more forward progress. Only maybe a yard due on the stop, and we'll see our first punt of the game. Unless they really try and kick it like a 90-yard.
Oh, I know, right? You never quite know. But this is what Wichita needed. A good response. You go ahead and you get that long field goal in there. You get yourselves on the board. Yeah, you didn't knot it up in that first possession there, but get yourself a good crucial stop. Get the football back, and now you got the ability to take a lead here on the road.
Punt is away from Trey Strong. Fair catch called for down inside the 20 by Delro, and that is where Wichita will take over here on offense. And so maybe not the amount of points they were looking for on the first drive, but Wichita do pick up 3. Now looking at on top of that.
They might go run to start things off here, Tyler.
Instead, they'll go with a pass. Solberg with plenty of time. Great protection. Pass right side of the sideline. Incomplete. A little bit too far. Raylan Witten couldn't stay in bounds.
Yeah, and they disguised that well because they came out in a heavy formation on that one. It definitely looked like it was run all the way. And instead, Solberg had plenty of time to work the sideline, just didn't quite complete it.
Play action. Solberg near side. That is caught right around the 21-yard line. That's a pickup of 4. And that's something we've seen a whole lot early on this season is Dallas will allow those underneath routes, but you try anything over the top, you're going to have trouble.
Yep, absolutely. They had to go underneath there. Sets them up with 3rd manageable, though.
Pass middle, and as if on cue, Terrence Roberts, the linebacker, gets his hand in there and halts the drive.
Yeah, unclaimed outside linebacker, Trevence Roberts. Good pass coverage there, able to get his mid up there. In coverage on the tight end, knock it down. So both teams with a 3 and out now.
The punt is away. So dueling punters. Blake Kramer also went away to the Dallas 15. Now have a tackle and nearly breaking forward for more. nothing doing after that. And so here comes Dallas to try and start another drive. And it's been as advertised. Both team defenses playing very well. And it's really down to these little itty bitty mistakes that have made the difference so far early.
Works early on. Both teams starting to find their footing.
Let's come in. Down goes Duty. Big time sack from Wichita. And they'll lose 5.
From one unclaimed outside linebacker to another. Look at Devontae Tarver there just leaping over the offensive lineman. Didn't even get a hand on him. Look, you'll see him right there coming into your living room. And bam, just lays the hit there on Cameron Duty. Slings him down to the turf. Great play.
That'll set the Dallas offense a little off schedule. Raw middle, and James getting turned around. Looked like he was headed back to his own end zone there for a second. Picks up 3.
Only a couple of yards there. So you want to try and get as much as you can on that second down play when it's 2nd and long. Now it's a 3rd and long here after only getting a few. We'll see how Duty handles this one.
And in motion to the slot. Duty gonna look. Firing near side. Caught open receiver. Beautiful touch on the ball to find Freddie Grady.
And Grady just comes open here. I think Wichita was running a bit of a zone concept there on 3rd and long. Duty analyzes it and dissects it perfectly there. I mean, you see the corner and the linebacker just way behind him there, 5 to 6 yards behind. And if that was a better thrown ball, I think Grady could have caught that in stride, and he might be with reservations for 6.
Now Dallas will line up in an eye here on this fresh set of downs. Misdirection, play action, passing near side, caught on the sideline. Will they mark him in bounds? Potentially not. No, he was out of bounds, and when he came back in to catch it, that's going to be a penalty on Dallas.
Yeah, and Grady had such a great catch just the play before. Loses track of where he's at, steps on the sideline, comes back to get the football, and it's a penalty.
So it all just resulted in a loss of down. Run from James up the middle. Little gain there, just 2 yards as the Wichita defense clamps up again.
Like I mentioned, Tyler, both these teams, a little bit shaky on their feet to start things off, especially on defense, but now they're starting to find their footing.
Play action again. Duty with time. That time evaporating. He's going to heave-ho into coverage, and it's picked up by Wichita. Right into the awaiting arms of the defender. Wichita take over. Danny Northcutt with another pick on the season.
Yeah, just not a great decision there from Cameron Duty. I mean, I understand he kind of wanted the big play, but he severely underthrows this ball. You know who he was going for, but man, oh man, just so many Wichita defenders in the area. Good coverage across the board. Just nothing he could do. Just have to eat that one, throw it away, do something. But, you know, that's basically just a glorified punt.
Memory serves, the only other time that Wichita had been in a primetime game, that was against San Jose. And he also got an interception. The unclaimed DB putting on a display at the moment as we go with a round game attack here to the right-hand side, and that is minimal gain there for Wichita, maybe just a yard.
And prime opportunity here for Wichita. Go ahead and get yourself the turnover. Again, some feel-good moments along the sideline. Everybody's hooting and hollering. Go out there, put the ball in the end zone.
Try and run with Delro. He gets gobbled up in the backfield. Taverance Roberts again with a tackle.
But of course, it's easier said than done against the #1 defense in the league. I mean, there was absolutely nowhere for him to go. I mean, Roberts was matching up with the tight end. He recognizes the run quickly, spins off of the tight end he was covering, and comes back to make the TFL. That's a great play.
Excellent play recognition there as well, which sets Wichita up here for a 3rd and long. Lots of passing here on just 10 plays here in the game. Play 11 will also be a pass, the 8th one of the game. Solberg airing it out into coverage, and that one's picked off by Dallas. A huge pick at the 49-yard line by Foxworth.
And yet again, another crucial player, unclaimed, cornerback number 1. That's Corin Foxworth, all 5'11", 295 of them, going up and getting the football, high pointing it, and coming down with the interception. And this is just a great job. He plays it better than the receiver, gets position, and comes down with the interception. So now both defenses trading interceptions. It's a true back and forth game we've got between two heavyweights here in this league.
Foxworth now has more interceptions than the rest of Dallas combined, with his 4th interception on the season. James for 8 yards. And that'll end the first quarter. The home team, Dallas, out in front in this nip and tuck affair. It's 7-3 here on the Virtual Football Network. Welcome back to Texas. Tyler Falk and Eric Vincent here on the call. Cameron Irvine back in studio. Happy to have your company. Happy Friday. Pass right side from Duty. That one is caught. It's around the 22-yard line. Neil Rivers, the tight end, in on yet another catch. Did have the touchdown to begin the game.
Yeah, 2 catches early on for Rivers. He had 5, as I mentioned, a week ago, and he is a big-time threat in this offense. And you can see why. I mean, even matched up against a corner, just a mismatch there. And Duty recognizes it, throws it where only Rivers can catch it along that sideline. Great concentration to come up with the ball.
6'4" DB combating a 6'4" tight end. 4-inch mismatch there. They'll go play action. Duty catching the blitz off guard. Wide open receiver, incomplete. Lockley was there, but just a step too far.
That one hurts. That's one that Duty's going to want to have back. He'll go ahead and look at the tablet on the sideline and recognized, oh, man, that's one that I should have thrown a little bit shorter.
We got to check out our cameraman because Lockley ran right into the cameraman, but running into the end zone, or just barely, was Travius James. Gets all the way to the 1, 18 yards after contact.
I mean, this is just a slippery back. I mean, Travius James is so difficult to bring down. He had 5 different guys, I think, had an opportunity to get him on the ground, at least a couple individually. And James just dispatches them with ease. I thought for sure, just like you, Tyler, he was going to make his way into the end zone, but you could tell, great shot from the pylon cam there, just a wee bit short. So they'll mark him down at maybe the 3-inch line.
Man, that was close. Heck of a hit there from the defender. And it'll be 1st and goal from the 1. A single back is James running outside, untouched. Dallas touchdown. What a brilliant drive. They convert the interception into points.
And hey, good on Dallas for going ahead and keeping him in the ball game to make sure that he gets his touchdown. Great play there by James. Great drive by the Talons. And man, oh man, I mean, this is going to be a fun one to watch. James with his 4th touchdown on the season. Came into this just shy of 300 yards rushing, and he's going to add to it tonight.
And the extra point is up and good. Dallas take a 2-score lead. It is now 14-3. Visit the YouTube channel of Green Gridiron, who just today launched a collaboration with the UFL that will bring all 32 teams to life with full-size helmet replicas. It's just the first way the UFL is bringing these teams to life. They make it real, and so do all of you. For more info on all of the amazing products Green Gridiron has to offer, visit greengridiron.com. And we just saw a few photos from CJ Zilligan and just sitting in his office with a couple of those. Man, how this league has gone from literally colored pencil and paper to X's and O's and 1s and 0s here, EK.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just phenomenal that all of these teams, these designs, these logos, the color combinations, everything is all from the mind of one man. And that's Matt Zilligan. And it's just absolutely insane how he's able to put all of this together.
So here comes Solberg, play action, caught near side with room to run and a block all the way past the 45-yard line, up to the 47, officially RJ Gilmer.
And Gilmer just beating his man off the line. I mean, no one was with him. I mean, you could tell the corner just didn't quite know where to go. He saw so many different slants coming his way, and there just wasn't anything that he could do. Gilmer already with 3 steps on him and was able to turn it upfield with ease.
One of the fastest wide receivers in this league as well, in his 12th season out of Texas. Solberg pumps once, looking deep over the middle into double coverage. It is caught. Wow, what a grab for 20 yards. Darian Atkins.
And both of these quarterbacks are making these split-second decisions so far. And Solberg has been a little bit more successful on them than Duty so far. But, man, I mean, this is just pinpoint accuracy here. The linebacker didn't even have a chance to react to the football because of how quick Solberg reacted to the throw and how quick and how much zip he had on that pass.
And Solberg with a deep draw, just going to dump it off over the middle to Delro, who tries to shake and bake. And he is taken down after a gain of 3.
And folks, be sure to get your bingo cards in the chat tonight. Scroll up in that YouTube chat. We've got links for your bingo cards. We'll list them progressively throughout the night.
Solberg has to get rid of it, floating it near side, and it's knocked aside. Roberts, already seen him make a couple of great plays tonight with another deflection.
Yeah, and he's been great in the run game. We see his first flash in the pass game on that one. Coverage on the tight end. Looks like on this 3rd and 7, it's going to be empty, and Dallas going with a bit of a man look. 2 safeties.
See, he was a speed to undercut. They try and go with a slant over the middle. It is caught a couple yards shy of the line again, and so Wichita will have to settle for a field goal.
Smart decision there by Solberg. He recognized what the defense was giving him, and he knew that he couldn't go over the top. It was just going to be dead on arrival going that deep. So he had to check it down over the middle, see if his wide receiver could get the necessary yardage. Just not to be on that one, but hey, they're looking for more.
Wichita going to try and roll the dice on 4th and 2, and they will get it. No frills. No extracurriculars. We're going to run it up the gut for one of the rare times tonight, and it works.
A bit aggressive early on, but they're down 2 scores, so I'd have to imagine they're wanting to keep pace with this high-flying talent offense.
Blitz coming, screen near side, open receiver, looking for the corner, and he's taken down just inside the 5-yard line. Brilliant RPO, Atkins on his second grab of the drive.
And great blocking there by the receivers along the near sideline to go ahead and spring Atkins free. Bernstein was the only one that had any opportunity to make this stop here, and Atkins just had his mind on the pylon there. I think if he maybe did a little shimmy shake on Bernstein, he probably would be in the end zone.
Try and fool the pursuit just a little bit, but still, it brings up 1st and goal and another opportunity here for Wichita. Wideout's right. They're going to run with Delro. Left side untouched. Touchdown. Flyers. They get on the board again.
First touchdown of the evening for the Flyers. They narrow the gap against the Dallas Talons here at home for them, and great blocking once again. No one was going to touch Delro on those way to the end zone on that one.
4th rushing touchdown of the season there for Chris Delro. That puts him now into the top 5 of rushers in terms of total touchdowns on the season. And here comes the extra point. Snap spot is up, and it is good. It brings it down to a 4-point game with just under 7.5 minutes to go here in the half. And Eric, and we thought, hey, Wichita's down, but we know they can come back, and that's exactly what they did there. That's what they had to do on that drive.
Hey, look, Tyler, sometimes you see who's on the main card and you're looking at it and you're like, oh, this is going to be a great fight. This would be a good matchup. Ends up being a dud. Nah, not between these two guys. I mean, these are two heavyweight fighters. They're coming in here. They're both wanting to stay undefeated. And more importantly, they're division rivals. They have to win this game in order to maintain their footing in the Central Division.
They'll see each other again later in the season in Wichita, and if it continues to be a close game like this, we're looking at that replay in Wichita with all of it circled on our calendars just to watch these two talented teams go at it one more time. James, the man in focus now. He's had a pretty decent day and has led his team down the field everywhere, it would seem, already over 50 yards rushing. Late handoff, no, play action. Duty with time, he's gonna try and tuck it in and run. He then will slide after a gain of 5. That's excellent reading of the field from Duty.
Yeah, and Cameron Duty, he's got the ability to go ahead and run, and oftentimes he will go ahead and just tuck it and go. He had himself just one rush for 23 yards a week ago, so he will pull that rabbit out of his hat every now and again.
Duty rolling out near side, it is caught near the sideline, plenty inbounds to the 44-yard line, a 23-yard reception for Rivers.
And Rivers is just an animal, man. I mean, there's just no way to cover this guy. I mean, he's built like a tight end. He runs routes like a receiver, and he has the hands of a receiver, or even as maybe a running back coming out of the backfield. Just nice soft hands there, bringing it in. Great catch.
We can't really compare him to like a player like Gronkowski, but I mean, maybe I think Minnesota. I think Kyle Rudolph, but he's definitely faster than Kyle Rudolph.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and he's got some speed on Gronk as well.
Under 6 to go now here in the second quarter. 2nd and 8, another run here for Dallas. And James finding a little tougher to run through here on this drive.
Creeping towards the end of the first half already. This would be a huge stop here for Wichita. Maybe get the ball and score before the end of the half.
Rivers line up left. They're just going to delay hand up through the middle, and Wichita gets there in time, just a yard before the line to gain. Middlebrooks it on the stop, and it's decision time for the Talons.
Yeah, the hit squad for the Flyers there, Harper Dew and Middlebrooks both getting in there and combining for the stop. Good recognition by them to close in on it right at about a yard to gain for the Talons, and that'll force, hey, we're going to get another long field goal.
They're saying anything that Wichita can do, we can do better. From 53, Corey Ruth. His attempt, he'll sail through the uprights and good. And the Talons retake a 7-point lead over Wichita.
And it certainly helps to have kickers like that on your team where, you know, he probably could have lined that up from maybe 57 and still nailed it. But, you know, you could go ahead and just get slightly north of the 50-yard line, just barely into opponent's territory, and you could still line up for a field goal if you need to and get 3 points on the board. That's crucial for your team.
So we're set for kickoff once again. Wichita find themselves in a little bit of a hole, but if they can emulate a little bit of that last drive, which saw them get that touchdown, you could be sitting for a tie ball game before we hit the 2-minute warning. As this kickoff will go to the back of the end zone, and Wichita will take over at their own 25. Out comes BK Solberg to start another drive. See what he can do, try and rekindle some of his early season form. One of the most efficient quarterbacks in the UFL to this point in the season. Pass middle is caught for a good gain. We'll give him 7.
Came into this game just over 1,400 yards passing, which is fantastic. I mean, that's top 10 in the league right now. And their defense held him to 3 points, held Dallas to 3 points, so a good opportunity here to tie the ball game up again.
Solberg, left side, that's caught, and just one man in the area to bring him down in the nick of time was Foxworth, and Lord Gilmer would have been gone.
Yeah, and Gilmore's another guy that, you know, he's got some speed to him. I mean, he is one of those guys where you design him to do these little hitch routes, these little hitch and goes, line him up in the slot. He can run a slant. He can run anything. And because of his speed, it gets him open.
We're changing things up immediately coming out of the huddle. They're going to pump one. Solberg looking to double cover. It's bobbled twice. Finally falling unmercifully for Wichita to the turf. Lawrence had 2 bites of the cherry.
Yeah, and then that was a deer in the headlights moment for Solberg there. I mean, he had the play action. He understood the blitz was coming. He knew he had 0 time and just shucked it up there to his receiver.
Gonna try and run on second down. Delro with a burst of speed for 13.
Man, Delro just makes me nervous the way he runs with the foot. He runs with the football like it's a loaf of bread, basically. Watch this. Just carrying it around like it's nothing. I'm just afraid that one bad hit, it is just going to go flinging out of his hands, but a great run there nonetheless.
It's coverage now on the slot receiver on the left side of Solberg. Blitz coming. Solberg stepping up and firing, and just a little bit wayward. Receiver tried to put a hand on it, but couldn't fully grasp the ball.
That's Trevence Roberts again. I mean, he has been playing his behind off here tonight at that linebacker spot for the Talons.
Looks like Delro alone in the backfield behind his quarterback, and they will go play action. Solberg with time, near side. It is incomplete. In and out of the tight end, Corey Neal's hands.
Man, and I think he had Gilmer there on another option, but instead elected to throw it into double coverage along the near sideline, and that's a 3rd and long now.
4-man rush. Solberg on 3rd down, looking left side, caught. 1st down inside the 25. Raylan Witten getting involved and moving the chains.
Yeah, Witten getting his 2nd catch tonight. That one a big one right there as he's able to move the sticks. Great recognition by Solberg to see Witten coming free, and that'll keep the drive going here for Wichita.
And no, you're not seeing things here, folks. It's a Witten that is not on Dallas, for those that follow a different football league. Wichita down by 7. 2:30 to go. Solberg dumping it off to Delro, who's got speed, and he tried to make a man miss, but gets inside the 12 down to the 11. Another 1st down for the Flyers.
Great productive drive here for the Flyers. Solberg being very smart with the football, taking care of it. He's taken some chances here and there, but they're calculated risks. Otherwise, he's taking what the defense has given him. He saw Delro coming free there, knew that he had a burst of speed. Just about the entire Dallas Talons defense there was waiting for him.
Final seconds before the 2-minute warning. Wichita unable to get the playoff, and so we go to the 2-minute warning. Flyers down by 7, but with the ball in the red zone. This is the UFL on BFN. Welcome back to Dallas. Tyler Falk and Eric Vincent in the booth. Solberg looking over the middle, looking for Delro, but Delro looks a little gassed, and that pass was a little bit ill-timed.
And, you know, I thought they might go to the slot there because the safety was manned up on him, had plenty of room to operate, much like this formation right here. We'll see if Solberg sees it this time.
Looks like Dallas running a cover 3. Solberg underneath left side caught. Minimal gain spinning around, and finally down is Atkins. After a short pickup, which brings up 3rd and 7 from the 8.
And good play by the linebacker there to go ahead and close in and make that stop, because Atkins was definitely coming open on that route.
Solberg, quick drop. End zone into coverage. It's caught, but Atkins couldn't stay in bounds, taken out of bounds by the hit.
Man, it is going to be that kind of game, Tyler. I mean, this is incredible. Just a great throw here by Solberg. Atkins, just his momentum carrying himself out of bounds. The fact that he made that catch anyway is just, I mean, look at this. That's a crazy catch. That is insane. It just couldn't keep the feet in bounds.
That's one of those what-if catches. If another cameraman goes down getting the shot for us. But my goodness, the what could have been If that is in bounds, we're calling that one of the catches of the season. Instead, we look on as Wichita get points via a field goal off of the leg of kicker Drew Duncan. And it's back to a 4-point spread between these two clubs.
Keep losing camera guys like this. I'm certain that Cameron Irvine's just going to yank me up on my collar and just bring me downstairs to go ahead and make him some shots for the UFL on the sidelines.
I mean, third time's a charm, right? We get one more camera guy taken out. I don't know how many more we got in reserve here. So if you're not going down, Cam might send me down. Eddie McCusa, 127 left to go here in the first half in a pretty decent contest here between the Talons and Flyers as Wichita gets us going once again, and there will be a return here from Dallas and trying to bust it out right-hand side. Gets past the 31-yard line, but no further goes Storm Lynch. That is where Dallas will take over.
Yeah, and this is going to be a big drive here for Wichita on defense. I mean, they got the field goal there. Obviously, they were looking to go ahead and knot this game up, but hey, they're down by 4. They still got all 3 timeouts. If they can go ahead and force a 3-and-out, opportunity for some points.
Dallas going to try and air it out here on this drive. Flip out right side, caught on the run and taken down with authority near the 44-yard line is Waltz.
And both of these backs, they've got some speed. I mean, we talked about James, but Taron Waltz, in his own right, has a burst of speed and is a threat coming out of the backfield as a pass catcher.
Duty with plenty of time, stepping back in the pocket, has to get rid of it. Near side has deflected away. Northcutt on the deflection, incomplete.
Gets himself another interception there. I think Northcutt came away with the one earlier on Duty, but that was just an ill-advised throw there by Cameron.
Also had the goal line saving tackle that held Dallas off for just a moment. Blitz coming, pass right side, caught. Good little stop route after a good gain of 11. And Dallas will call a timeout. There's some of the unique rules. We'll bring in our AI expert, Cameron Irvine, here real quick, just to touch on them one more time. No spikes is the big thing here in the UFL.
Yeah, and people say, why don't you have? What is happening to my? Am I not going to be on camera?
No cam.
Something?
No,
I don't know. I don't know. It's just everything is just locking up on me. Come back to me. Technology is not working.
That was good. Screen pass is caught. Trying to turn upfield and does. Solid little pickup, about 6, maybe 4 yards. As Dallas called their second timeout in the second quarter. Back to Cameron Irvine, and hopefully we get Cam.
Well, yeah, because I hit the wrong button, But anyway, there are no. People ask, why aren't there spikes? Why don't you have spikes? Well, unfortunately, in the game, if you spike it, it actually can break defensive coverage. So we say, you know what? We'll have a 35-second shot clock so that we can better simulate how long it takes to get into no huddle. That's why we do the run on.
Deep ball, wide open, Lockley. He's done that a couple times tonight, and he goes for another touchdown.
Perfect timing there from the Cam to go ahead and bring us the big play. And Lockley, I mean, we've seen him do it a couple times tonight. Really, the one deep shot there for the end zone was the lone big play from Cameron Duty, and now we got another one here as Lockley, I mean, you see it there, a good 3 yards ahead of the nearest defender.
Man, it's just a mismatch with that coverage for Wichita. 3 Talon receivers behind the entirety of that defense, and Lockley was just the lucky man to get the touchdown. Now it's out back to a 10-point lead as Dallas will tack on the extra point, and Corey Ruth does. With 31 seconds to go, Dallas out in front, 24-13.
And man, we talked about it, Tyler. It was a crucial defensive possession there for Wichita. And instead of getting a stop and getting the football back with maybe about as much time as we have right now to maybe go down the field and score a touchdown to take the lead, now they're hoping to go down the field and get 7 on the board just to keep pace with the Talons.
Don't know calls for a bingo just yet. Make sure you check those numbers as Talons will kick it away with 31 seconds. The Flyers, meanwhile, have all 3 timeouts. We'll see what they do here down by 11, and if memory serves, they will have to kick the ball away to begin the half, and Delro will just take a knee down in the end zone.
And all 3 timeouts, just a little over 30 seconds. We know that this team loves to throw the football, so we'll have to see exactly what they want to do here.
What can Solberg cook up with 31 seconds? He's going to air it out left side of the corner route. It's caught. The 47 quick timeout.
And Ty goes to the receiver on the catch. Gilmer and the defender both have their hands wrapped around the football, but Gilmer getting credit for the catch. Quick timeout there, only 5 seconds off the clock, and they are just about in Dallas territory.
Programming update from game night. What a game night it was earlier tonight. New York Lightning get all 20 points of boost on game night after a fan of the Lightning doubled their winnings. The Lightning might be coming up with a couple things. Delro trying to haul in. He's hit from behind, unable to maintain possession.
Man, that's literally a backbreaker right there on poor Delro as he's going up for the football. A little bit of a hospital ball that Solberg threw him there, but they live to fight for second down.
Man rush, Solberg, Delro, and Delro trying to fight out more defenders. Another timeout called by Wichita. They got 1 remaining in 15 seconds to go.
And they hit a 50-plus yarder for 3 points earlier in the ball game. So not a whole lot more that they need to go in order to get within field goal range. Obviously, you'd like to get maybe a comfier spot for you to kick a field goal. Maybe about 5 to 7 yards would put him in long field goal range, though.
Right now, you're looking at a 60-yarder. Solberg over the top. He corks that one to his man. Gets inside the 25-yard line. Atkins has been on fire as Wichita call their 3rd and final timeout. Unclaimed wide receiver putting on a show.
Yeah, no kidding. I mean, he's just been absolutely electric. 6'2", 226. 5th season in the UFL, former first-round pick, and man, he is showing it tonight, and that gives them the cushier field goal range they were looking for, Tyler.
This one from 40 yards, and another field goal up and good from Drew Duncan, and that will give us only 2 seconds remaining in the half, and so this upcoming kickoff, unless we see any spectaculars, we're looking at going to the half with the Talons up by 8.
And that was a great drive there by the Flyers to go ahead and get some sort of points on the board. Because as you can see, it's now a 1-possession game. You know, touchdown and a 2-point conversion, you got yourself a tie ball game. You're keeping pace with Dallas here at home. Always a tough place to play. Really good job so far. I like what I'm seeing from both teams.
Playing pretty close to as advertised here tonight. Still 1 more half to go. Still 2 more seconds left to go. We could probably see Storm Lynch try and take a decent return. He's had a couple of good returns already tonight. Lynch will wind out the rest of this clock, but run right into the awaiting arms of the tight end and wide receiver Blair Jamar. It's 24-16 as we hit halftime. The Talons, their defense playing strong and offense right on rhythm.
Yeah, and I mentioned it, Tyler. I mean, both of these teams are just playing lights out. I mean, Wichita, this is exactly what their offense is. They don't run the ball a whole lot. They trust BK Solberg to go ahead and sling the rock down the field. And on the other end, speed kills. And man, does Dallas have a ton of it. And we've seen a couple huge plays here tonight from their quarterback, Cameron Duty, to their star wide receiver on the other end, Rashad Lockley. So going to be a crucial second half here. We'll see who comes out on top in this undefeated Central Division matchup.
Don't go anywhere. Second half coming your way in just a moment. This is the UFL on VFN.
This UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions. This presentation of the UFL is intended for the private use of our audience. Any accounts or descriptions of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Welcome back to the Lone Star State. The Dallas Talons on top of the Wichita Flyers, 24-16 as we begin the half. Tyler Falk and Eric Vincent here on the call, and happy to have you along with us for this great game as 8 points separates these two clubs, and we've seen Delaware break off a couple of big runs, but it's been more so their gunslinger of a quarterback, BK Solberg, the Canadian. He's been as advertised for the most part.
Arm of Canada. He has come to the sweet state of Dallas, Texas here. Sweet city of Dallas, Texas to go ahead and put on a show.
As Delro gets tripped up after a short pickup, they'll give him 5 yards all told, and that'll bring up second down. And this stalwart defense, we've seen a lot of Foxworth, we've seen a lot of Roberts with some deflections. And now Solberg's gonna have to contend with him again. 4-man rush, pass near side, open, caught. Rolling forward to just beyond the 50-yard line is Atkins again with another great catch. That helps put Solberg up over 200 yards.
And while it's been the big play threat here for Dallas on their offense, here with Wichita, I mean, it's been a lot of crossers. It's been a lot of working the middle of the field because they've got speed as well. And Atkins is the beneficiary of all of that. He's been catching everything over the middle. Gilmore has been great as well as he's been lining up in the slot and making these DBs pay.
2 corners on a couple wide receivers, and then they go that way with a screen pass. And Atkins only gains a couple this time. They ran that play earlier, and Atkins nearly had a touchdown. This time, Dallas much more alive to it.
Yeah, and it was better pursuit there by Foxworth. Good recognition there to go ahead and make the stop. Still decent blocking there, just not quite as good as that screenplay that we saw in the first half.
Blitz coming. Solberg going to dump it off right side, and that one is in and out of the hands again of Neal, the second string tight end, and he has had a day to forget.
Yeah, he's had a couple of those like that here tonight, and Solberg, I think just a little quick on the trigger finger on that one, just didn't give the play enough time to develop.
Blade blitz coming, pass, right side caught, trying to turn out of that tackle and gain a few extra yards was Gilmore. That'll move the chains again for another Wichita first down and deeper into Dallas territory.
And you see his numbers tonight. I mean, 4 catches, 76 yards. He has been making these big plays over in the middle of the field. You watch him there, he's just running a bit of a post route, disposes of Foxworth, and then tries to turn back upfield. Great job there by the receiver. Great route, great catch. And Wichita's in business early on.
Here we go. Trying to cut in this lead, all wondering now whether or not, if they do get a touchdown on this drive, will they go for 2 to tie up the game? We'll see. Solberg over the top. That's caught with plenty of space. And another first down for Witten to the 14.
And Braylon Witten again doing a good job. Like I mentioned, they're working the middle of the field. They understand that they're going to have space to operate there. And Witten is able to break free from his man. Solberg sees it immediately and gets it out to him. Great job there. Wichita continuing to move the football, and they're doing it in a safe and effective manner.
Rips to Solberg's right. And Delro with room left side, and he gets caught up inside the 10 down to the 8 to pick up a 7.
And that's what's great about having a back like Delro is that, yes, you are a primary passing attack. However, you've got yourself a great running back there that can go ahead and run the football when you least expect it.
Backup tailback, the new man Sign. Can he get forward for a couple? He can. He's marked down just shy of the line to gain.
And Keegan Sign has filled in well also here in spell of Delro. Now with this 3rd and 1 here, do you run it? Do you throw it? What do you do? Oh,
and
man.
flag going. Solberg couldn't get the play off in time. And a delay of game upcoming on Wichita. So a 3rd and 1 turned into a 3rd and 6.
Yeah, and I think Solberg saw something he didn't like, but he didn't see it until it was too late. So he tried to motion out his running back Sign out to a receiver. But by time he had gotten set, it was far too late. So now it's a 3rd and 6.
Might give Wichita a little bit more room to work with here, though. Blitz coming. Pass right side. Incomplete. just a fraction of a second too late with the pass. Gilmer unable to bring it down. Foxworth in on coverage. That's a 4th down.
And Foxworth sees this the whole way. He sees Gilmer cutting across. He's going towards the pylon. He immediately goes his way and swats the football away. Great play.
Busy night for Duncan. His 4th field goal attempt of the game is nearly blocked. Instead, it's up and good. Now leads the team tonight in points. Only a 5-point lead between Dallas and Wichita, 24-19. And let's get some shout outs here, Eric. Colin Northrup in chat. Robert Henson, hello. Timothy's here. Got a few more folks that I've seen trickle in. Maybe you're all playing bingo, maybe you're not, but glad to have you here this Friday evening for UFL football. What a good night for football it is. This game playing up to the level of competition. Kickoff that's on its way, and this one going to go out of the back of the end zone. We head over to UFL Studios for a little surprise from Cam and Irvine. Cam?
Because I have no shame.
Oh, no.
What's going on here? Blue light glasses. Thanks to my lovely wife. You know, we got a lot of screens here in UFL headquarters, but these are terrible for on camera. Just want to see what they look like. Great game.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you, Cam. And, you know, you got to take care of yourself. We talk about sunscreen for being outside, especially when you're swimming, but, hey, you got to protect those eyes here. We're looking at all these computer screens. And I've been to SFL headquarters. It's got like 6 screens over there. And now a giant screen with 6 monitors. Anywho,
Absolutely
run right side. James going nowhere. Wichita's defense stopping up at the line of scrimmage.
And talk about unreal. Portia has another bingo. She had 2 in game night earlier in the evening, and she's got one again tonight.
Oh my goodness. We'll see if that's confirmed as duty goes down. Night. As Wichita get in the backfield, Giovanni Watkins for the first sack of the game for Wichita, and that will bring up 4th down, a quick 3 and out.
Couldn't have come at a better time either. I mean, they've been looking for a crucial stop like this. Watkins listed as a D tackle in your program, but working the edge, and he eventually just beats the double team there. I mean, you see it right there between Triplett and Narcisse, and man, Watkins just able to split right through and come right towards duty. And man, that was that big 3rd down play there for Wichita.
Just what they needed, and now they will receive this punt. And I gotta say, it's been a lot of great punting from Kramer and nothing doing from Dell. He's run over at his own 28-yard line. That is where the Flyers will take over. For UFL schedule, standings, stats, rankings, and more, visit the league website at ufl.football and claim your player today. You can help your favorite team succeed, just like Porsche's doing there too, by just being a fan and declaring your fandom. UFL.football, the official home of everything UFL. Deep shot, left side, caught to the 40-yard line. And just like that, Wichita's on the move. Timothy Shea with a 32-yard snag.
Look at Timothy Shea finally showing up to the party. I mean, it's man, oh man, and a great play there to beat his man off the line. We've seen that from both of these teams tonight. Obviously, both these teams like to air it out. Wichita a little bit more than Dallas, but Dallas loves the big play, especially with their speedy receivers. And Shea able to make a big one there. And, I mean, you see the total yards, folks. 311 to 255 right now. It's basketball on grass.
Tolberg running out of time, kicks it down to Delro for a short pickup, and oh boy, the alarm bells from both sides of his head must have been going off.
Oh, you already know, man. I mean, as a quarterback, you certainly have a little bit of a timer. You're out there listening, any sort of signs at all, and you get rid of that football.
2nd and 7, Solberg. Another dump off here to Delro. Nifty move for a first down.
Yeah, great move by Delro. Just leaves the defender in the dust, breaks his ankles. We've got shoes laying out on the field right now, and he gets the necessary yardage to keep the drive alive. They're getting deeper and deeper into Dallas territory here.
We'll go with a handoff to Delro, who was the second man in the potential combo, and he's going to take a hit in the backfield. Roberts again. He's been involved early and often tonight.
And Jared Marshall, the safety, coming in there and cleaning up as well. I mean, no one was really fooled on that play there, as Delro saw the sea of blue jerseys in front of him, and he really didn't know what to do.
And we're going to get a flag here. It'll be a false start on the offense, so Wichita going further back. Second and 16. From the gun, handoff Delro with plenty of blocking downfield, but excellent job from Darrell Lawrence, the linebacker, getting off his block and stopping the dangerous and speedy tailback.
Yeah, but a good gain of 8 yards there. That sets them up in a third and manageable here on third down, able to open up the playbook a little bit more.
About halfway to where they need to be. Solberg with time, middle, caught. Gilmer to the 14. First down, Wichita.
And that's why those yards that Delro got on that last play were crucial to the success of this drive, because it allows them to open up the playbook a bit more. They like to run these slants, these hitches, work the middle of the field, work the second level of the defense, and sure enough, able to get a receiver open. Gilmer's been playing fantastic tonight, and another fresh set of downs here for the Flyers as they creep into the red zone.
Reps to Solberg's right, he goes left. That is caught near the sideline by Delro, who's been a feature of this offense tonight for 3 yards.
And I like the way that Solberg is handling the offense. It is very quick decisions, very few bad decisions, and he's just putting the ball in play. You know, he's allowing his receivers to make a play on the football, to go ahead and make a play for extra yardage. If they do, great. If they don't, you know, it is what it is. You threw a good ball regardless, and you got it out before the defense could get to you.
From the 11-yard line. Play action. Solberg lost it, but Delro picks it up off the air and will get a couple yards for his troubles. No, they'll still get back to the line of scrimmage, but heads-up awareness from the tailback.
Well, that was an eventful way to get a few yards on that one. I mean, Solberg got his clock cleaned here. Well, look at that. And then Delro locates the football quickly in the air, midair. Ball doesn't even hit the turf. And he takes off with it for a few yards.
Looked like he was trying to come back around, realizing, oh no, my quarterback is completely exposed. He's not coming after me. He's coming after BK. The sign now in the backfield on third down. Solberg with a 3-man rush. He's going to step up and continuing to step up. Now looks right side, and that is incomplete. A bone-crushing hit from Sheldon Hastings, drawing the ball free from Raylan Witten, and it's fourth down.
And it's got to be a big hit on Witten if you're going to dislodge the football from him. Not necessarily a great throw by Solberg on that one, but Witten was open. I mean, you have to reel that one in, but that was a big hit, as you mentioned, Tyler, to dislodge the football and force the fourth down.
Out trots Drew Duncan again, looking for his 5th field goal of the evening. This one just maybe more than a touch shot, 28 yards from the right hash. Half spot kick is up, and it sails true for a Wichita field goal. 24-22, just 2 points between the Talons and the Flyers. Next week, Week 6 wraps up with 4 games on Monday, April 21st, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern. Next week's matchups include New York taking on Florida, Chicago visiting Cincinnati, Rochester facing off against Motor City, and New Orleans headed to St. Louis. It's all right here on BFN. Tell you what, the primetime voting for this upcoming week hasn't started yet here, Eric, but let's get your take on what of those games seems most interesting to you.
Oh, man. I mean, there are so many different matchups, as there are every week, that you look into. And I could go ahead and talk about that all day long. But I want to hear what Cameron Irvine has to say about this Wichita offense. Why are they struggling so much in the red zone tonight? We've seen that consistently tonight.
Sorry, I was distracted by Eric's stall tactic. You know, in relationships, Eric, you really have to listen, and you know, I'm sure Tyler would appreciate that. Anyway, but Wichita is very interesting tonight because they've actually struggled a little bit in the red zone. They've had to settle for field goals a lot. Not only are they undefeated, but they have 10 touchdowns and 16 red zone trips this season. That's top 8 in the league. And so, you know, we look at that as a league and say, well, it's not that Wichita's bad in the red zone, but maybe Dallas's defense is playing really well in the red zone. If it's not a trend, we're not really going to look at it as a problem. But yeah, Wichita having a subpar night in the red zone so far, and that's why they're down by 2.
Thank you, Cam. Thank you, future brother-in-law, as the third down run, right-hand side, going nowhere. James is stood up by Harper Dew.
And another great defensive stand. By the way, Cameron Irvine, not a fan of my segues, clearly, so I'll have to work on those. But, man, great defensive stand here for the Flyers to get the football back, especially on a night where they are struggling in the red zone, to go ahead and put it in for 6. A lot of field goals here, and oftentimes in these close games against good teams, it's just not going to stack up.
Another punt here from Dallas, and Delro unable to get any amount of return as Storm Lunch takes him down, and that brings us to the end of the quarter. 24-22. Flyers rolling back to get to level with the Talons. You're watching UFL on VFN. Fourth quarter, 12 minutes to go. Tyler Falk and Eric Vincent here on the call. Pass left side from BK Solberg is caught for a gain of about 12. As we welcome you back here to Dallas. What a game. A tight nip and tuck game like we were promised, Eric.
Oh, absolutely. And I mean, what a treat tonight. I mean, I really have no words. This has been a fantastic game.
Shotgun look here from Solberg. Passing middle, double coverage, picked off. Right to the defender, and brilliant job from Julian Heim, who will punish BK Solberg.
Oh, man, and I've been talking about it. Tyler Solberg's been very, very good with the football. He had the one blemish early on in the first quarter, but this was not a ball that you needed to throw. I mean, I understand that you wanted to go to the hot hand and Gilmer. I mean, he's been fantastic tonight, but, man, you had 2 blue jerseys in the area, and I don't even know if he saw Heim coming across to make the play. And now Dallas is set up in prime field position here to add to their lead.
The fourth quarter adds a whole bunch of wrinkles, and we'll get Cameron Irvine's opinion on it here in just a little bit. Just what changes with the mindset of these teams for going into the fourth quarter, maybe Wichita's being a little bit more desperate. We'll come to him here in just a little bit. As that pass goes over the middle, that's caught for a good gain all the way up to the 22-yard line, EK.
Yeah, great pass over the middle to Rivers. He's been fantastic tonight as well. I mean, both these teams, you can clearly tell why they are undefeated and why they are 2 of the top teams in the league.
And that pass near side, just out of bounds. Maybe no gain in an incomplete pass.
Yeah, going for Travius James coming out of the backfield there. Good decision to go ahead and get the ball into your speedy back's hands. Let him a bit too far there. Setting up second and long here.
Go to right side. Man had to jump for it, and he does bring it down, and trying to get forward is Neil Rivers, a gain of 3. 3rd and 7 from just inside the red zone.
Yeah, not a great ball there by Duty. I think he just tried to get rid of it a little too quickly there. Rivers able to do a little bit with it, though.
Duty backing up, looking near side. That is caught and hauling it in and maintaining control. Crucially was Charlie Elliott, the undercard to Neil Rivers.
Man, my jaw is still on the floor here. I mean, he almost bobbles it and loses it off the hit, then finds control of it again. and is able to then get some extra yardage after that. I mean, that was a good stick there by Holland, but man, what a catch by Elliott. Way to maintain possession.
From just 2 yards out. Dallas looking to put points on the board since late on the first half. James looking for room, unable to find any.
Both teams over 300 yards total offense tonight. It has been an absolute offensive treat.
Here we go, D. Here I come again. Here I come again.
Another handoff right side and dragged down from behind, but not before Taron Walls gets across the plane and scores another Dallas touchdown.
Man, I thought maybe Holland had an opportunity there to go ahead and keep him from getting into the end zone. This is a better look here, but nope, looks like Walls did break the plane with the football. That's going to be a score for the Talons, and this is going to be a tougher ask here for Wichita as we creep further into the fourth quarter.
This will make it a 2-score lead. Extra point is up and good. Dallas on top now, 31-22, and we look at maybe a little bit of the desperation from Wichita, Cam, on that last drive, which ultimately cost them with the interception. But now as we get further into the fourth quarter, now down by 2 scores, Wichita really have to up the tempo.
Yeah, down by 9 with 8:52 to go. I wouldn't expect to see no huddle right away, but at some point in this fourth quarter, maybe about 6 minutes to go, you might start to see it. They are right on the fringe in this moment of upping the tempo and maybe passing a little more, Tyler. They've done a lot of running tonight. Maybe they should pass a little more. Of course they have.
Right, exactly. So Solberg going to be unleashed even further if that's even possible. But thank you, Cam. And they go back to the line here, and they'll go to the gun again. The spread look the Flyers have done with great success this entire season, now under scrutiny. Flip out left side. Delaware couldn't turn up the field in time, out of bounds near the 28.
And to go back to your question before about this Monday slate of games that the fine people of the UFL are going to have to vote on, I mean, the two that really jump out to me, Rochester coming into Motor City, New Orleans going over to St. Louis to play.
Solberg takes a massive hit. Sorry, partner. He gets it out just in time. So his wide receiver, Gilmer, who gets nearly the first down. My goodness, what a hit.
No, that was a big hit there. I had to stop mid-sentence after that hit. Good Lord. Glad he's still upright. 3rd and inches now.
Solberg left side. First down yardage picked up by Witten.
Let's go. Let's do this.
And I like what Solberg's doing on this drive so far. He's taking care of the football. He cannot afford to throw another interception. He is just making sure that he is putting the ball in safe places. Doesn't need to go for the home run ball. That time they might come. We'll see. But instead, a nice safe pass to Witten. Go ahead and get a couple yards. Keep the drive alive.
And right as Cam was saying, right there, maybe not on the momentum to go hurry up, but so we're seeing a lot more of this conservative pass just to get them down the field. They still have to get 2 scores, but they're not at the point where they want to go ahead and just completely abandon all their game planning. That pass good for about 5 or 6 yards up to the 41.
Yeah, and Solberg is definitely going to get to a point. I mean, we're going to see the full capacity of this passing attack here with them being down 2 scores with under 7 to go.
Solberg, middle, open receiver, caught first down. Atkins takes a bunch of hits, but controls that football to move the chains as they cross the midfield stripe.
And now the question will become, partner, is Dallas going to be up to the task of covering this passing attack here for the Flyers?
That is certain to be said. They've done it all season long to this point, but can they do it again? Oh, what a beautiful floater right side to Stephen Webb to the 23.
There's something to the idea of, maybe those first few plays, go ahead and get Solberg, get his sea legs underneath him again. He's feeling pretty good, and now he's able to throw balls like that where he just feels a little bit more comfortable with what his arm is doing, where the ball is going, and where his guy is going to be.
On the ball.
Back in the gun, goes Solberg, looking for another pass, looking left side, that's caught, cutting in near the 5-yard line, down to the 5. Goes Gilmore's friend, Blair Jamar. He's already closing in. Last time again in primetime against San Jose, he had 437 yards. Second most in a game for any player, and now first and goal. Solberg got to look to the end zone. Gonna flip it out to Delro left side, who steps out of bounds behind the line.
But, that's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, go ahead and check it down to your back. You have nowhere else to go. They'll step out of bounds. Even if they lose a little bit of yardage, it's still a second and goal situation.
Over again to throw. Underneath finds Delro, who had to try and cut through 5 defenders. The buzzsaw chops him down at 3. And now it's third and goal. I could see them, even if they don't get a touchdown here, they could go for a field goal and make it a 1-score lead again. As Solberg, middle, back of the end zone, incomplete. Jamar with a foot on the end line.
Oh, that one hurts. That one hurts because he had Jamar wide open. I mean, you see him there. There's not even a Dallas Talon defender in the screen. And Solberg just with a bit too much mustard on it. And it does look like they're going to go ahead and just make this a 1-possession game.
20 yards out, snap spot. The MVP of Wichita tonight, Drew Duncan. Another field goal. And it brings the score now even closer. It was 9 points. Now it's up to 6. 31-25, just over 5 minutes to go. Question now is, will Wichita trust their defense?
They've made some good stops, Tyler. I mean, they've made some good stops progressively over the course of the game. It's just a matter of recognizing, hey, now's the time. Go out there and make a play. Get the ball back to your offense so that we can go ahead and march down the field and just make a game-winning score with no time left.
They played very well in the third quarter, holding Dallas scoreless. Only just recently giving the touchdown up after a pick thrown by Solberg. Well, here comes Storm. On the return, he's chopped down at the 27-yard line. Catch UFL co-founders CJ Zilligan and Cameron Irvine on the Creators Podcast every month here on VFN. Next week, they sit down to discuss the new partnership with Green Gridiron and show off the helmets and catch up on everything that has happened around the league in the past month. The Creators Podcast right here on VFN. Talon sent to go to work now here on offense. Duty looking right side. That is caught for a short pickup. Maybe 4 yards.
Good start here for Wichita's defense. Limit the damage. Just get them off the field as quickly as humanly possible.
Try and run up the middle on a trap play. Brilliant run from James. He was untouched before he even hit the 43-yard line. Knocked down at the 45.
Yeah, and that was the 41st play for Dallas. Solberg has had 51 passes all by himself tonight, just to give you an idea as to how offensively charged this game has been. And we finally see James with a burst of speed up the middle there, just adding one more nail to the coffin here for this Wichita defense. They have got to get off the field, and they have got to get off in a hurry so that they can get the ball back to their offense to keep themselves in this game.
Maybe that's the difference here, partner. We talked early at the game. Dallas is more balanced. Wichita is more passing. And right now, having this balanced attack is working wonders here for the Talons. Run middle. Another good run from James. He tried to cut left instead of the hole in front of him, which, hey, it takes time off the clock. That doesn't get you a first down.
Yeah, that was a jumbled mess of just bodies in the middle of that field. Nowhere for him to go at all. I'm shocked that he got 6 yards out of that.
From midfield, 2nd and 4, another handoff right side, another first down. Brilliant move. James looking for more yardage to the 39-yard line. This brilliant rushing attack is killing Wichita at the moment.
Oh, well, there's the shiftiness, Tyler, of Travius James. I mean, he's got the speed for sure, but I mean, look at that. Just couple different shimmy shakes and leaving defenders in the dust. I mean, he saved his best material here for the last drive.
I'm surprised Harper Dew's towel didn't fly off with how much he got juked.
No kidding.
3rd and 10 from the gun. Play action, Duty. With time, it's running out. Another sack. Upcoming for Giovanni Watkins and Brennan Bell.
A great response by the Wichita defense. This is what Dallas wanted to do. They wanted to lure in Wichita's defense into a false sense of security. They've been running the ball a whole lot. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and run the ball to James. No, play action, but instead, coverage sack there. And the second sack of the ball game from Watkins. Great job there from the Flyers.
When's the last time we saw a defensive player get a sack to knock the offense out of field goal range earlier tonight? Eric.
And we had one guy on Dakota. Fister mania, baby.
Austin reeling from that, and Duty might be reeling from this if he doesn't get it off, and does. Getting it closer to the line to gain, and Wichita call their first timeout. 3rd down upcoming.
And now the Flyers going to start using defensive timeouts here. Getting close to the 2-minute warning. They want to try and preserve as much time as humanly possible, especially on a 3rd and 8 opportunity here. If they could get them off the field, even if they can force a field goal, that'd be great. But they're going to need plenty of time if they're able to get a field goal here.
Field goal will make another 2-score lead here for Duties. He's under pressure. He's going to be knocked down on the other side of midfield. Wichita's defense coming up with a clutch.
Man, and I am getting a severe case of deja vu here, Tyler. I mean, maybe it's, the color scheme between Dallas and Dakota, very similar. Defensive lines from Wichita and Dakota, very similar. The play calling, I'm lost. Help.
Punt is away. It is going to go out of bounds at the 30-yard line. A shank of a punt from Trey Strong. And so BK Solberg comes back on the field with 2 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock. He's got to go 70 yards to bring Wichita back and put a loss in Dallas's column rather than his own. Pass left side in a double coverage. Ill-advised pass.
And that was a similar pass that he threw. That was the interception that allowed Dallas to take the 2-score lead. And he doesn't want to throw any more of those. He has to throw accurate balls. He has to throw safe balls here.
Pass near side. It is caught turning upfield. Plenty of blocking downfield up to the 45-yard line as we hit the 2-minute warning. Wichita 25 on the comeback trail. Dallas 31 as we quickly head to Cameron Irvine to answer Dog Nation's questions here. Why take your timeouts this early?
Yeah, what happened was they took those 2 timeouts, which allowed them to get the ball back with a timeout before the 2-minute warning. If they had not taken those timeouts, they would not have gotten the ball back before the 2-minute warning. And so they essentially saved themselves about 20 seconds, 20 valuable seconds potentially, and they still have that one left in their back pocket if they needed to reset at the end.
Solberg on 2nd down. Pressure coming from behind. Couldn't see him. Down he goes. Kenny Thomas with a 2nd sack of the game for Dallas's defense, and the clock will run. Wichita got to hurry back to the line.
Yeah, Kenny Thomas, great job there, getting the sack, forcing them back. Wichita reeling on 3rd and 11.
With 42. Solberg near side. That is caught. A brilliant pass and a triple coverage. Finds Gilmer.
I mean, that's just unreal. I mean, what an absolute dime to Gilmer there along the near sideline. BK Solberg is unreal tonight.
55 to go. Solberg in the pocket. Flag coming when he's down again. Guess who? Trendrell Daniels and Kenny Thomas. Another penalty, and it's going to be holding. That'll knock him way back. 2nd and 17 after the sack. Clock stops at 50 seconds. Solberg uncorking. to the end zone. One-handed swatted away. Incomplete. Jordan Palmer playing tough and tall.
Man, I mean, you hold your breath every time that they uncork one like that, especially quarterbacks like Solberg had an opportunity there to go ahead and get the game.
A new passing record, 58th pass of the game is nearly picked. Knocked aside by Sheldon Hastings. 4th and unbeaten on the Rhine.
Gosh, I'm going to have no fingernails left by the end of this game, Tyler.
They're already gone. Start working on them toenails.
And again, I understand where he was trying to go with the ball. I get he's taking some chances, but man, that is not the pass you want to throw in that situation. Here we go, 4th and ball game.
They got to get inside the Dallas 32. Solberg loading up, firing, triple coverage. Oh, and he couldn't find it in time. Ball falls to the turf. Dallas will take over, and Dallas will remain unbeaten. Wichita falls in Texas.
Man, this game was absolutely everything it was billed up to be. I mean, Solberg had an opportunity here. It just, great coverage on the back end. It was one-on-one, single-man coverage on the receiver. He was trying to get it to Jamar before the safety could get over and make a play. It was just a bit too far out of the reach of Jamar, and that's just how it goes sometimes. Wichita has had plenty of opportunities to get themselves in the ball game, to take the lead in this ball game. Just one to be tonight.
It's practically plastered on every billboard, every car, every sign. Don't mess with Texas. Talons remain unbeaten. They will go to 5-0. Meanwhile, Wichita will fall to 4-1 for the first time in the season. They will take the loss. A UFL record by Brett Solberg with close to 60 passes, with 419 yards. That's a new career high. 3rd highest passing output of a player this season. And Wichita, reeling after this one, they will go to Motor City on the 8th of May. And meanwhile, St. Louis will take on Dallas next time out over on the 5th of May, and the rematch of the Primetime, where Dallas took the win 24-14. That's your final, 31-25. Talons over Flyers.
I mean, what more can you say, Tyler? I mean, just an absolute cinema here from both of these teams. And, great sportsmanship on the field. You can tell these guys love each other. Big community here in the UFL, and both these teams, they played like it was the championship game, and who knows, we might see both of these teams in the championship leading up to the big game. But man, oh man, just unbelievable score tonight, unbelievable passing attack. Solberg was great, Duty was great, fantastic. Can't wait for more.
When the rematch comes in Wichita later this season, expect just about the same that we saw tonight. But tonight, the Talons get the better of the Flyers. Some deep passing and a balanced gameplay takes control of Wichita. We just take a look at a few more of the stats, and those 2 interceptions, backbreaking, especially in the second half, Eric.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, those were the 2 blemishes there that really gave Dallas the momentum to seize this football game. And Wichita had plenty of opportunity to get themselves back in this ball game. Their red zone woes were just abysmal tonight. They just could not get the ball into the end zone. Even if they had done it maybe one more time, this game completely flips on its head. Who knows who comes out on top? But hey, hats off to the Dallas Talons. They played absolutely phenomenal here at home, treated this crowd to an absolute stellar game. And man, we've got more to come. I mean, the season's just getting started, Tyler.
Absolutely, and can't wait for more. And so, for my partner, Eric Vincent, and the UFL Commissioner, Cameron Irvine, I've been Tyler Falk. Happy Friday. We'll see you next week for more UFL action right here on the Virtual Football Network. Until then, good morning, good afternoon, and good night.